So I haven't done a SouthShore Bar Style pizza in a while. I've been doing some sandwiches, but today I find myself in Halifax. So I'm right up the street from Cape Cod Cafe, CCC, in Halifax. So it's called in bacon and mushroom, and they said it'll be ready in about 15 minutes. See how the pizza compares to the other 22 some odd pizzas that I've tried. If you haven't subscribe to the channel, please subscribe. I appreciate everybody that has. I think we're up to 271 subscribers, so we are more than a quarter of a way to that infamous 1,000 subscribers that are needed to actually legitimize a YouTube channel. So once you have a 1,000 subscribers, I guess you're somebody. So I'm nobody right now. And just like I said before, I'm an old guy with some technology. So I know everybody is all over my case. They want to know what my number one pizza is and so on. I did put my list out of what my 10 top ones are out of the 22 that I've tried. I haven't put them in any particular order, and I'm not going to do that until I'm all done reviewing the close to 100 locations that I have mapped out. Obviously, the top 10 is going to change, and possibly if I picked my number one right now today, that may change as well. Other people have wanted me to score the pizzas as well, and I kind of think that negates trying to find my top 10, because if you score it, I could have multiple ones that score, let's say, a 9.5. So then they're tied. So does that count as one spot in my top 10, all the 9.5s? Or do all those 9.5s make it in my top 10 in no particular order? I just don't think that's really going to help me establish my top 10. And so far, out of the 22, they've all been 9 point somethings, except for a couple I would say are 8. So I've been fortunate that I have not got a bad pizza. And I'm hoping that works out for me today and in the future. So it was ready. So of course, Cape Cod comes in the bag, and it says right on it, best pizza. I guess it's the best pizza. And as always, I will let you see it before I do. Whoa, have some mushroom. If I do remember, when I got the pizza from Cape Cod Cafe in Brockton, one of the things that I did say about it is that it had too many toppings on it, and this has a lot of toppings on it. Now, I don't know, maybe people like a lot of toppings. I'm pulling it apart. It doesn't come apart very easily. Some strips of bacon on there, not cut all the way through. Lots of sauce. Lots of flop. Undersized, looks like it's cooked pretty well. That's a piece of bacon hanging off there. A lot of pull to the cheese. I would say there's got to be mozzarella in there, and a lot of oregano in the sauce. Not a big fan of a lot of oregano. Kind of overpowering. A little bit of crunch. Not a lot. A lot of chew. Mushrooms are good. Not a fan that the toppings are just falling off. So now I got that piece of dough with some sauce on it. So I got to rebuild it, put the toppings back on. I know some people are going to say the toppings I picked make it messy, but that's not true. This is the topping I get on every pizza. Cheese and toppings are all over the place. Too many toppings, I think. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of this. Now, I know some of you are probably going to say, oh, go to the original in Brockton. And I will. The blended cheese is not really heavy on cheddar. And I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, put that in the... I've been fooled before. People have told me it's a different type of cheddar. So it's not the sharp cheddar, it's some other kind of cheddar that does have pull like that, so that's what it might be. I don't know. I'm going to show you what I don't love about the pizza. So, kind of a mess. So again, the toppings are falling off. I'm going to pile it back on there to eat it. Because they smothered it with the mushrooms, the bacon isn't really fully cooked. Or it's not crispy, I should say. If they had less mushrooms on here, then the bacon would have crisped up. Out of all the pizzas I've got so far, this is the messiest. And it's because of how many toppings they put on it. It's just kind of, it's hard to eat. Everything just fell off. It's not my favorite. And it really is because of how many toppings they're putting on. It's just a little crazy. Now, I know people are gonna make comments, oh, just order it with light toppings, or maybe you could. Whatever. I think it's obvious. This will not make my top 10. Way too many toppings. It's a mess. I don't like the oregano in the sauce. The dough is not like a buttery biscuit-like or cracker-like or whatever. Not cut all the way through. I'm trying to take this apart right now. This isn't coming apart. It's not cut. So, I have a knife inside my, I got it right here. So I'm going to end up cutting it with the knife, but I shouldn't have to do that. Bacon isn't really crispy. It is strips of bacon, which I would have liked if they weren't covered with all the mushrooms. So again, I shouldn't have to tell them how to build a pizza. What am I gonna ask for the pizza? Oh, don't put as many mushrooms on that you normally do, and put the bacon on top so it gets crispy, and I'm not doing that. You make it the way you want me to have it, and then I'm gonna judge it based on that. And this is how they wanted me to have it. And it's a mess. Sorry, but I'm not a huge fan of Cape Cod Cafe in Halifax. Now, I will try the others. In all fairness, everyone says, oh, you got to try this one, you got to try the original, you got to try that. I'll try them all. But this one is not going to make my top 10 at all. I could tell you that this wouldn't have made my top 10 even when I only had 10. I would have said it's not on my, going to be in my top 10. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe. If you don't, so be it. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down if you hate the fact that I hate this. Then okay. But I've told you before that if I get a bad pizza, I'm gonna put it in my review. This pretty much falls in the bad pizza category, and I really don't think that there's anything to do to fix it. They like to load it up with toppings. Their crust is, no matter what, even if I ask for it to be cooked more, it's not going to be the way I like it. So this might be what you like. It's not what I like. So this is, in my opinion, not a top 10 for me at all. Messy, greasy, dough is bacon not crispy. So there's a lot I can say that is not up to what I'm looking for my number one pizza. This is not going to be my number one pizza ever. If this is all I had to have for pizza, for SouthShore Bar Style pizza, I probably wouldn't be a fan of SouthShore Bar Style pizza, unfortunately. This wouldn't have done it for me. I am happy to say that I grew up on Venus in Whitman and Spence's in Abington as my original SouthShore Bar Style pizzas, and those still today are good pizzas. If this was my exposure to SouthShore Bar Style pizza, I wouldn't be a big fan. So, there you go. Obviously, they had a misprint On their bags, it said, the best pizza. It's not the best pizza, I'm sorry to say, in my humble opinion. I mean, did I eat it? Yeah. Actually, there's 2 slices. I didn't finish it. Probably the first bar style pizza I have not finished. So, and I was hungry, so you tell me what that means. It was a mess. That's the best summarization I can give you on that pizza. It was a mess. Sometimes I would say I'd put more toppings on, and I've had pizzas that don't have enough toppings. I've had a couple that don't have enough. But if I had to pick between not having quite enough toppings and having way too much toppings, I would pick the not quite enough toppings. Some people might love the fact that they overdid it on toppings. I don't. Some people might love the fact that it had oregano in the sauce. I don't. Some people might like the dough with some heavy flop. I will say some of it's due to the fact that it had too many toppings. It doesn't have that buttery taste of some of the pizzas that are in my top 10. For instance, Alumni and Quincy, or even ones that haven't made my top 10, Hoey's. I like that crust better than this one. Linwood, of course, has some great crust, some buttery, crackery crust. I mean, it's very, very good. O'Toole's, Johnny Cona's, the Next Page, their crust I definitely like much better than that crust. On the extreme opposite end would be Poopsie's. Poopsie's was very thin, very cracker-like. And when I say cracker-like, it was cracker-like. It was like a cracker. And again, that wasn't my favorite either. So you have one extreme, you have Poopsie's. The other extreme, you have Cape Cod. So I guess people are on different ends of that spectrum, because some people love the Cape Cod Cafe and some people love Poopsie's. And those are at the opposite ends of the crust spectrums, in my opinion. Although you all know that I am a self-proclaimed pizza expert. And as always, don't take my word for it. Please go to these places yourself and form your own opinion. This is just my opinion.